Have you ever been online and saw someone rather narcissistic, just their mask slip? Okay, and they're online, say live streaming with a panel, whether it's one person or several panels, and people watching and commenting. And that person who has kept that mask, that fake mask on, it slips. And some people would call it that they go into that it's a narcissistic injury. Say somebody calls them on the carpet, and then they have, boom, this narcissistic, they see it as narcissistic injury, and then they have what some people call narcissistic rage. Now, the rage doesn't have to be like you're watching the Tasmanian Devil ticked off. No. The rage can be rather controlled. They're controlling it, but at the same time you can see, steam coming from their, ears. You get the picture. They're controlling it, but their words are so harsh. Their words are very verbally abusive to the person that is their target, the person who dared say they were wrong. Okay. Now, it's not my first time to ever see this happen in my life, whether online or offline. It's not. I've definitely seen people go into this. Some go into a rage. Some go into the rage where it's not at all controlled. It's just all out there. They're screaming, yelling, throwing temper tantrum like a insolent child, petulant child. They're just going all over the place. But some of them, like I said, they try to, people who can recognize like verbal abuse, recognize this kind of person, they see that they're in a rage. It's a controlled, like I said, they're keeping their cool when they're actually losing their cool. You see what I'm saying? But the reason I'm talking about this is I just saw it yesterday on a panel. I wasn't on it, but I was watching it, and today I went back to look at some of the comments, because the woman who was called this, it was a guy out on the carpet, she was right. She was right on, and seriously. Well, most of the audience, some of them more mature ones, I actually knew, well, at least one, wasn't so, like the other ones. The other ones were younger, even said things like, he's so cute and all this stuff. He's so handsome. But anyway, but they were for him and calling the woman who called him out, probably around my age, calling her a Karen. This crap with this Karen, it's gotten so twisted around. And these days, more and more, it's going toward any white woman around my age who's in her 50s, say mid-40s and up. It can be younger, but any of them that dare to call somebody on the carpet, to dare call a manager. Oh my goodness, why would you complain? Oh no, slackers. The slackers don't want that out there. They don't want people to call a manager. But they've twisted it so it's acceptable. They should accept it that you can go to a place where you're paying money and somebody's rude to you, but you're supposed to accept it and not talk to a manager, not speak to a manager. Or like I just said, somebody calling somebody on the carpet saying, no, what you said was wrong. This is wrong what you're doing. Or, what they said was wrong. The way they're doing something is wrong. Yeah. No. They're going to call him a Karen. They're going to call him. Okay, one of the whole problems was this woman had a complaint and she was verbally abused. Okay. Not only by the the person on the panel, the person's channel. Okay. But yeah, anyway, I'm getting this all over the place this morning. It's morning, so yeah, well, I don't have an excuse. This is kind of my norm. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? That And there are people who back them up. And they feel superior. The person who was, I'm going to generalize this, not generalize, but make it more hypothetical. When when a person like this is actually called on the carpet, is actually told they're wrong. Oh, that wrong thing gets to them, and they throw this fit, whether it's controlled or Tasmanian devilish. They show that many of them do this, that they're superior. Okay, we all know this. Show that they're still superior. They're holding their head up, and they are speaking over someone. They don't let that person's voice be heard as much as possible. They will speak over them, and because they don't want to hear the truth, maybe, perhaps. And then the audience, some of the people in the audience will react in the same fashion and gang up. We know this, don't we? They're flying monkeys, as some call them. Narcissistic flying monkeys. I just call them bullies. They're all bullies. When it comes down to toxic people, bullies, low life, bottom feeders, if we're going to call names. She was called a name that, oh man, no. I don't care how you put it. That was verbal abuse. It was, in any of it, it's verbal abuse. When it's used in a certain way to dominate someone, for example, to just insult one and to act superior over everything I just said, really, when it comes down to it. And then some, perhaps. But it was disgusting. I have seen it, like I said, I'm 58 years old. In my life, I've seen this plenty of times. Plenty of people do it, not just online, like I said. And it's, seeing it again, and someone who, it was just so disgusting. It was so just, and I had already had my suspicions about this person. That's another thing I want to mention. Some people, there really isn't that much of a mask. Some of them, they really don't care to have to wear a mask. They are just out there. They just right on out there with their views, and their views like a whole bunch of misinformation, disinformation, this kind of thing. And they don't care what other people think. Some are like that. I don't care what you think. I see them as having a narcissistic, histrionic blends of behavior, just flat out toxic. And so you don't have to think. You don't have to think what kind of person this is. You know it. It's there. Right there, right out there. Then there are some of them, with, many of us already know, it's sneaky. It's, they put on that, they do what, I don't like to use that term, for a video, but they put out their best, put off their best behavior, and they'll keep that. They'll keep it going for a while until their true colors start shining through. But at first, no. They can do that for a long while until really, well, sometimes it's not just when somebody calls them out, but it can also be many things, but including, simply that maybe they had a little bit too much to drink or to whatever, something, or they had a bad day and they want to take it out on somebody. Or there's somebody made a comment that wasn't, about them, but it was a comment that about somebody, maybe they don't like that person, and it slips. But yeah, it was disgusting. I have seen this. I've mentioned this before. I've seen it in so many genres, and you can watch videos on more than just YouTube. There are plenty of places people watch videos, and I never shout. I never. Say who it is, because it's kind of like giving them a shout out, and I don't give shout outs to people who are, but I've seen it in, like I said, various genres. I've seen it, really several, and it's disgusting to see. Not really that. I have seen more of the, not so much as people doing the, narcissistic rage, as some call it. No, I've seen them have arguments and battles, but they didn't really go on in a rage. You know, it was more like, you could say controlled, but not in the same way. Maybe it's somehow different. But, you know, there's a lot of sarcasm. Now, when somebody goes to the extent of verbally abusing, talking over, you know, putting the person down, getting all their followers or their followers or their groupies or their, you know, subscribers or their whatevers to, you know, also go against this person. This happened. Yeah, that's just, it's so low. But this one happened to be in, anyways, I was talking about genres. I've seen it in beauty community, I've seen it in RV, I've seen it in shoppers, I've seen it in drama, of course, I've seen that. And this one actually could be considered more than one type, you know, like the commentary channels, or just people making, you know, not really having a genre. It's just more of a vlog. Well, I guess you would call it a genre if you want to, but it's just, you know, or just opinions or just views or whatever, viewpoints and all that. I've seen it in so many of them, including true crime. Okay, now when I first heard, I've seen true crime videos for many years, you know, several years, and it's just not my thing. It really is not my thing at all. But yeah, when you see it, and I have heard people say that community is really rough, and it's one of them I've been watching lately. The other one is, there are also people who do it against people who are, you know, overweight. You know, they just attack people who are overweight, and some enjoy it, so they can just keep verbally abusing that person. But anyway, as far as true crime, when they, you know, that happens, it's like true crime or true slime. You know, really. I mean, think about it, really. You know, some of them are, like I said, all mixed with the drama and the, they create trauma and trauma. For people that don't just glorify them and put them on a pedestal and, you think they're the best and nobody should go up against them. And then some of these will have the nerve to say, that person just doesn't understand themselves. They just don't know. No, you just don't know. Oh man, there's just so much. I'm like, I got to get this out of me. You know, like I'm shaking my hands here. Oh, get it out of me. Having witnessed that, and then, like I said, I read some of the comments from it was a live stream, and just seeing people thinking they're superior in their knowledge and they're backing up this person, when really, no, your eyes are blinded. You haven't seen the truth yet, if you ever do, about this person. You know, will you ever see it? So the people that have called them out, the people who are saying, no, that's wrong, they're not wrong. You're not superior to them. They have seen the light or seen the darkness within that person. So, yeah, this was all over the place, but I always, like I said, I'm shaking my hands saying, I gotta get this out of me. I gotta get this out of me. This is my pressure release valve. Get it out. Oh, it was so, oh my goodness. Yeah, and it's not just one person. You know, it can also be not just the people who are, you know, the people who are commenting, people who are watching that will, you know, do this, but it can be other people who are creators. You know, they make their own videos, and they're part of like a little group, you know, a clique that's just a group of bullies when it comes down to it. You know, it's just a group of bullies, but they say that they're doing it for such a great purpose, and they're going to fight against the evil. They're going to fight against the, you know, those who set out giving out misinformation, disinformation, and those who are hypocrites, and then they are hypocrites. The bullies who bully the people who do the misinformation, and they're also bullies. And then they're going to call the people who are saying, hey, you're just as bad, or you're just as hypocritical, you're just as, they're going to call them bullies. People who do videos like this, oh, okay, they're going to call me bully. I'm the least thing ever is a bully. And you see, nobody's going to win. I mean, we're all hypocritical to some extent, and just, you know, to some extent, we may have been in our past. But some of us, if somebody calls us on the carpet and says, hey, look, you're doing this. Oh, yeah, I see. You know, that's the difference. There are people who won't ever see it, and the people who will continue doing it. Some that won't really see it, they'll back off a bit. All over the place, yes, I know. But, oh my goodness, just seeing somebody who, you know, let me give one example. Say he, and then the other person is a she, but it's more than that. It's really a group. Each one is a group. Now, say one of them, he, says that the other one, who's a she, is obsessed with somebody, has an obsession, you know, with somebody. Well, he has an obsession with her. He can't quit talking about her. You know, even if it's all negative, there's a point where it goes from simply stating it to where it is intentionally. I mean, unless it's an attack on you, when it's not, it doesn't even involve you, but you're constantly attacking that person. I don't know. I'm right in the fence on that, seriously. Because, I mean, somebody just continues to put out misinformation over and over and over. People need to hear the truth, but do you have to attack that person? How much is, you know, what is the difference when that person is attacking you? You see? When does it cross that line into you're bullying that person? You know that person's already bullying you, but when is it just simply you protecting yourself, defending yourself? You know, I look more, if a person keeps attacking you, is more, my personal opinion, I could be wrong. Read the disclaimers in the description box below this video on YouTube. My personal is, and I might change my mind on this, that if a person keeps attacking you, and you do need to defend yourself, but you got to remember, these people can be dangerous. So is it worth it? You know, or just, you know, sometimes when you ignore this type, I mean, just totally ignore them. Don't even give them the time of day. They go away. They like, how many of us already knew this? They like that rush of bothering somebody. So they just keep doing it, keep poking you, try to do the crazy making thing. Boy, I'm throwing out a lot. Okay, yeah, I'm throwing out a lot because there was so much. It was to see, you know, this happening and how abusive it was, in my view, so abusive to watch. I did, once that person said, he said this about, if you don't like it, what I'm doing, you don't have to watch it. That's their go-to when they run out of things to say, and that's when I went, unsubscribed, goodbye. You know, really. I mean, I wanted to actually hear this woman just tell him how the cow ate the cabbage. Seriously. And she did. She tried. He talked over her. Yeah, he can't, nope, can't have anybody say anything's wrong with him. He's a perfect being, you know, this kind of mentality. It was just so disgusting. So truly, and it's kind of like triggering. It is not kind of like, it is triggering to see it again, and then see so many people just adding to it, and just, you know, the flying monkeys that some call them, just, wow. You know, they have bottom feeders out there. Really. I don't like using those terms, but yeah. Yeah. Wow. Anyway, I'm going to go wrap it up. I need to go eat some breakfast, and I'll talk to you on another video.